Hello and welcome back to your practice. Today we're going to be working a little bit more closely with the Manipura chakra and this idea of really being able to access the center of ourselves. So we're going to think a little bit more about digestion or detoxification in quite a loose sense of the word, but kind of coiling ourselves around our central axis, moving through crosses and diagonals, and really just trying to conjure up a little bit of heat that sits right at the center of the self. We're going to be repetitive, it's going to be fluid, it's going to be short and sweet. So, really just drop into it, allow yourself a little bit of freedom with the spine, the hips, upper to lower, and we'll see what happens. I have 2 bricks. Feel free to grab yourself 2 bricks if you would like those 2 bricks. As kind of the theme of all of these practices, that it's not prop heavy. So, if you don't have anything, don't worry at all. We're going to start in a child's pose. So, bring yourself all the way back, pressing in towards the palms of the hands and just scooting that bum back in towards the heels of the feet. And just take a little moment here, and it's a really brief little pause just to set yourself up, lengthen through your spine, settle through your head and your hip space. And just let yourself drop into sensation, drop into softening. And as you just pause in the stillness of this, could you spread your hands a little bit wider and really just think about the sensation that you feel through the palms of the hands? So we've got this gorgeous sense of tactility. We can understand and inform our supple bodies about the texture of the ground, how supportive that is, how solid that is. Maybe that can act as a really gorgeous reminder that we don't have to be that. We don't have to be rigid. We don't have to be strict necessarily. We can be firm, but we can be full of calm. So as you press in towards your palms, you're going to start to bring yourself forwards up into towards a tabletop position here. And just give yourself a little moment to settle into tabletop. Look down towards your hands. Imagine that if you had a ruler, there was a straight line from the back of both of your wrists. And then tuck through toes. So you're just finding a little stretching towards the soles of the feet here. You're going to spin your fingertips back now. So your thighs and fingertips are kind of in parallel space to one another. Heels of the hands are forwards. We're going to move through 3 cat-cows. Lowering down through the bellies, pulling up through the heart and chest as you breathe. Inhale. Pushing in towards the heels of those hands and rounding through the spines as you exhale. So we'll take 2 more of those. I really want you to think about not rushing these in between spaces and giving loads of pleasure, giving loads of indulgence to how these stretches, how these mechanisms feel in your body. So there's 1 more of those just as you're doing it. Let's pause here, rounding in towards the back of the spine. See if you could just hug the navel a little bit higher in towards the back of the body. Pressing towards the heels of the hands, get that gorgeous stretch down the back of the wrists. And then bring yourself back into that neutral space. Turning the fingertips forwards now. Pressing in towards the hands. You're going to untuck the toes, dial your right heel up towards the ceiling with flexion in towards your foot, and just start to pull your right leg round, and you're going to thread your right leg in front of your left leg. So here, you're just going to need to spin your 2 toes outwards. So you're in a tabletop Gomukhasana here. Pushing in towards the palms, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you're just going to rock your bum backwards, set it a little bit closer to the floor. And as you inhale, pull your heart forwards and tease weight forwards in towards your wrists. And we're working with loads of buoyancy. Structures of our bodies, not necessarily super strict. Sometimes I really love to teach in that way. Sometimes it's just nice to kind of awaken and let ourselves be. All of the other stuff, there's time, there's place, but it doesn't have to be the constant. So take 1 more little push back. And then bring yourself forwards. Keep yourself in that Gomukhasana. Take an inhale. Add 1 cat-cow. Lower down in towards the bellies. Open through the chest as you breathe in. Pressing in towards the palms, rounding through the spines as you breathe out. Bring it back in towards the neutral. Now you're going to set your bum down in between your 2 heels and lift your arms up into the sky. Settle your seat towards the floor, reach through your fingers, and just pass the back of your left hand towards the back of your spine. Place the right hand towards the back of the skull. Lift up through the chest as you inhale. See if you can maybe see the ceiling in the sky. And then as you exhale, pull it back through that neutral space. Take your hands out ahead of you. Add a little bit of extra pressure in towards your left hand. Pull your right arm up in towards the ceiling. Inhale. As you exhale, take a little thread of that right arm underneath your left and bend through your elbow. We can take 2 more here. Let your hips move a little bit. Inhale. Threading the right arm underneath the left. Exhale. There's 1 more of those. Pulling the right arm up. And then threading that right arm underneath your left. You're then going to pull your right arm into the ceiling. Inhale. And plant your right palm down to the ground. Exhale. Go ahead and tuck your toes. Push into your hands and see if you could lift your hips up and towards a cross-leg downward facing. So you'll be onto the tips of the toes. There'll definitely be some softening towards your knees, a little bit of gentleness through the chest perhaps, or heaviness with the head. Then look forwards and step your right foot right at the center of the mat. Don't move your left foot, just lower your left knee down. Keep that back left toe tucked, pull your arms to sky, inhale. Maybe you can drop those hips just a little deeper, or you're staying quite contained in your space as we add a little heat. Start to reach your right arm really far to the right-hand side. Reach and lengthen through the left side body. We're going to take a massive circle. Left arm reaches to left edge of mat. Right arm pulls the ceiling and sky, inhale. We carry that back, so we exhale, right fingertips go down. Left arm lifts to sky. 1 more, so we circle left arm to left edge. Right arm goes high, inhale. We release the right arm back over in towards that right-hand side. Reach up through your left fingertips, breathe in. And place the left hand down towards the ground. Pushing towards those palms, step your right leg back in front of your left leg. And then release the left leg, step it through to the center of the mat and lower the right knee down. Lift your arms to sky, inhale. And as you exhale, just release and send the hands to the ground. Pushing into the palms now, cross your left leg in front of your right leg. So we're back in that Gomukhasana space, but we've switched to the second side. Movement can be organic, can be free. Push your bum back if it all feels really good. This idea of just repeating, rinse and repeat. Finding some motion, a little bit of joy. And it's a really nice way just of tuning in, integrating patterns of movement into the body that don't necessarily feel too strict. We set that bum down and back. We lift our arms into the ceiling as we inhale. We pass the right hand behind our spines, the left hand behind our back. We lift through our chest. We breathe in through the nose. Then we release. We send ourselves back. Hands go down. Put a little bit of extra pressure towards that right hand. Maybe come to right fingertips. Release the left arm. Inhale. As you breathe out, it's a little thread of that left arm underneath the right elbow. 2 more of those. Inhale, maybe there's some heat just by the organization of the body that's starting to happen. 1 more. Threading that arm under. Leveraging that left arm to the ceiling. Placing the left hand down towards the ground. Tucking through the toes, lifting your hips to the sky. So you can shorten that cross, you can bend through your knees. Really create that sense of balance and buoyancy through all sides of the body, through the extremities as well. And then pulling your left foot forwards. Take it right in the center of the mat and lower your right knee down. So it's as if your left heel and your right knee are super connected. Lifting through your arms, breathing. Lowering through your hips if that feels good, if there's juice in this space. And then sending the left fingertips to the edge. Really reach through those right fingertips, breathe in. Take a swooping circle. Right arm goes wide, left arm goes high, inhale. And just keep repeating that for a few moments. So left hand goes wide, right arm goes high. Tipping through the weights, playing with the placement. And then landing with the left fingers down, right arm reaching up and over. Right hand circles to find the ground. Step your left leg in front of your right leg, push your hips back. Release your right foot, step it in between your hands and lower your left knee down. Lifting your arms as you inhale. And then releasing hands to frame right foot. Let's just bring it back into tabletop. So making space for the right leg. Placing into the hands. Lifting through the chest. Let's take a cat-cow. Inhale. Round through the spine. Exhale. Back in towards your neutral. Let's tuck through the toes. Pressing towards your hands. As you press in towards your hands, hover your knees. You can keep stillness, you can rock a little bit if you wanted to. Welcome the heat. Welcome the energy rising. Let that social space really start to sing. Hips go high, downward facing dog. Pause and settle into your downward facing for a moment. Beautiful. Now from this space, draw your right leg up, inhale. We take a bend of the knee and we open through the hip as we exhale. We're going to start to draw the knee towards the nose as we breathe in and start to thread your right leg under and through fallen star. Left arm lifts into the ceiling, inhale. Pressing towards that right hand and see if you can really ground through the foot space. Remember that solid earth beneath you. One to pause. Send the left hand down towards the floor. Start to squeeze the right heel in towards the bum. Kick the right leg up into the ceiling, inhale. As you exhale, pull the knee towards the nose, plant the right foot in between your hands and lower your left knee down. Pull your arms up into the ceiling on the inhalation. Now as you exhale, interlace your hands at the back of the skull. Hugging through the back of the skull, take a breath. Now as you breathe outwards, slowly start to pull yourself back in towards 90-90 space. Take an inhale, set yourself nice and steady. As you exhale, could you carry your left elbow down towards the ground? Drawing the left elbow in towards the floor, see where you can get to. Maybe start to press your right elbow to the ceiling. Pause in that twist, lean into all the sticky spaces. Dial the weight back in towards the right heel, pull yourself up, inhale. Lean your hips forwards, exhale. Carry a prayer to the sky, lifting towards the gaze on inhale. Let's cross your left arm outside of your right leg as you breathe out. Pressing towards the prayer, rotate the gaze over your right shoulder. Parivrita Anjaneyasana. A little levity, a little pressure of that left elbow in towards the right outer edge of the leg. Lean the weight subtly back as you breathe in. And then look down towards the ground space. Place your left hand towards the floor. Pull your right arm up into the ceiling, inhale. And just heel to your right foot slightly more to the edge of the mat. Start to rotate to the little toe sides of both of your feet and keep them flexed for me. So you're showing the front of the spacer sole of your right foot. You're showing the back of the spacer sole of your left foot. Keep them flexed as you slowly lower down through your left hip in towards a little Shiva's twist and just pause, hovering your left hip away from the ground. Reaching through your fingers, inhale. Now at the same time as you push in towards your feet, lift your arm up, lift your hips up. You could stay or start to kick your right leg back in towards the mid-air space and just see if you could fly there. Pressing through the heel, reaching through the fingers, inhale. Carry your right leg forward to land it to the top of the mat. Ground towards your left heel. Lift yourself up. Viparita Virabhadrasana, open through the right side lung, inhale. On your exhale, carry your right fingertips underneath your pubic bone. Pressing towards your fingertips to lift your left arm alongside the head. Pause and inhale. As you exhale, keep passing through. Send your fingertips ahead of you to the top of the mat. Pivot onto the left ball of the toe. Now reach your weight forwards, make a standing split, pull your left leg high, inhale. As you breathe outwards, cross your left leg behind your right leg. Now you're going to take a tuck of your left toe. It crosses behind. You're going to land your left knee to the ground. Sit your bum in towards your left heel. Lift your arms to the ceiling, inhale. Let's make another rotation. Cross your left arm to the outer edge of your right thigh. Place your fist in towards your left hand. As you push your fist in towards your hand, rotate your gaze over your right shoulder. So encourage yourself maybe to feel a little bit more space if space feels possible today. Really get soft in the center. Release the tension. And then release the hands. Send the fingertips down towards the ground. Step back with that left foot. Step back with your right foot. Your hips are to the sky and downward facing. Move towards your tiptoes, hover your knees an inch away from the ground in tabletop position. Lift your hips back into the sky, exhale. Do that 3 more times. So pulling forwards, knees hover from earth, crown draws ahead, hips go up as we breathe out. So we're pulsing forwards, we're teasing through the muscles, joints get a little action, shoulders get a little action. Subtle heat. One more time, we'll hover in that space. Pause. Gorgeous, keep that breath. Inhale. Lift your hips, exhale. Extending your left leg to the ceiling on the inhalation. Pulling the knee forwards, fallen star. Threading the left leg underneath the right leg, pulling the right arm into the sky. Press down into that ground, that's your solid space. You are supple, you are extending your breathing. Right hand goes to earth. Pivot to the right ball of the toe, squeeze the heel into the bum. Kicking the heel into the bum so your left knee is bent, three-legged downward facing. Drawing that knee to the nose, stepping left foot in between your hands. Right knee lowers, let's keep that right toe tucked, pull yourself up. This is a little sticky. See what you find, hands behind the head, inhale. So you're in a 90-90 with the legs, you're not super deep. If you've got a cushion close by, grab it, maybe place it under your elbow. You're gonna lean your weight forwards and see if you could take your right elbow where your right foot would be. Pressing towards that elbow, see if you could lift up through your left elbow. Rotating, pulling right side of lung to left side of lung. Pulling that forward so you can see the ground to a placement. Pull yourself back up, lift a prayer to the sky, inhale. Cross your right arm outside of your left leg, Pavarita Anjaneyasana. Pressing towards those palms, lift your heart. So you see that really gorgeous little push to extend, to expand. Maybe roll that left shoulder back. Feel almost as if you're leaning your weight slightly to the space behind you. And releasing, send that right hand down. Push into that right hand, take a little time to heel toe that left foot wide. Ground into the little toe side of the feet. Feet are fully flexed, they stay flexed. Push down, lift up, inhale. Then with conscious control, drop through the right hip, exhale. Feeling towards that low shivas. Get that stretch through the outer side of the hip, maybe the left side too. And then as you push down, lift up, inhale. You can stay, or there's a float of that left leg into the mid-air space. Hold it, maybe internally rotate that left leg. Step your left foot towards the top of the mat. Ground through the right heel, we pass through Viparita Virabhadrasana. Open through the left side lung on inhale. On the exhalation, move your left fingertips down to ground underneath pubic bone. See how much you can carry your right arm alongside the head. Reach through those fingertips, roll your gaze to your left toes. Keep reaching forwards. Orientate 2 fingertips to the top of the mat, fly the right leg to the sky, standing split. Bend your right knee, cross it behind your left ankle and flex your foot. So you tuck the right toe, the right knee goes down. I'm on the ball of the left toe, so the heel of the left foot is peeled away. And then I can plant it back to the ground when I'm steady. Arms go up, inhale. Add the rotation, exhale. I like to take a fist and press in towards my right hand. It just gives me that reminder to really push down, to lift up and away, and to roll into the twisted space. Enjoy that heat. It comes so quickly when we rotate our body in this way. It's really gorgeous. Hold for one more breath. We release. Hands go down, frame the left foot. Step right foot back, step left foot back. Find your downward facing. We'll see if we could just find stillness. Heat is something we can be fearful of. which is always curious to me because if we went on a run, we'd probably expect it. Same if we went to the gym or ran through the tube. And somehow we can be resistant when we move our bodies in these sort of mat-based modalities. Accept the warmth, enjoy the warmth if it's happening. Rise to tiptoes, inhale. Send the knees towards the ground as we breathe out. Release your bum towards your heels. You're reaching your fingertips forward, softening your head into the ground. Maybe elbows and forearms too. And then from this space, just in your child's pose, really gentle. Everything's had a little heat. Let's just slow it down a little bit. Walk your hands up and over towards the right-hand side. So you're asymmetric with the upper body here. Pressing towards the left fingertips, pulling back through the left hip. And then walking that over to the second side. The Manipura chakra is that space that we can access really in the social part of our lives. So it sits behind our solar plexus, behind our navel. And if we're in our homes, it would be your entertaining spaces, your living room, your kitchen, the place where we share language, conversation, we're loud, we're confident. We got a little spice. Bring your hands back down towards the ground, pad them into the floor. Pull yourself forwards into a tabletop position. Inhale. Just settle that spice a little bit. Tuck your toes, walk your hands towards your knees. We're going to meet in a forward fold at the back of the mat. Elevating through your hips, finding a subtle bend through your knees. And let's just grab a hold of opposite elbows with our hands. And as we settle in towards our feet, can you really find that space that is just equal through the foot? So you aren't charging forwards. Gas isn't on the foot isn't on the gas all the time. But we're also not kind of hanging back in the past. We're just letting ourselves be right where we are. Maybe there's some movement. Maybe you just want to be still. That's your choice. And as we start to find this sense of earthing and rooting in the body, notice maybe how the breath starts to change and settle. Send your fingertips down towards the ground. Go ahead and pull your heart forwards. Let's see the space. We've been really low. Look ahead of you. Inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to walk our hands back into downward facing, but we're just going to scoop the legs in and bring the seat towards the ground, towards the floor. And if you did have any props, if you did have any blankets, cushions, anything close by, go ahead and grab it. Pull it to the center of your mat, and we're going to go all the way down towards our spines. This is totally optional. If you don't have anything to lift yourself up with, you can just extend through the body, you can lengthen. If you're working with me, we're going to start to bring either one brick or two bricks if you have them, whatever you've got going on, stacked like so. So it's kind of a mid-height situation. Pressing towards the feet, we're going to start to bring that underneath the back of our pelvis. And just for a moment where our hips are elevated, arms can go wide or they can just be down by the sides of the bodies. And just go ahead and pause. So we don't want to keep this charge. We want to feel it. We want to know it's possible. We want to feel excited by it, but not feel like we're suddenly going to enter into our next space like, ah. So find a sense of mediating, really settle those polarities. And I'm going to keep my feet bent, knees bent, sorry, feet on the ground. But if you want to extend your legs, you can absolutely go ahead and do that. And we're just going to take a few extra moments to really drop the weight of our back, our hips, our heavy bums in towards our props if we've got them. And I feel cool to kind of bring my legs in towards my chest and actually extend them to the sky. So if that's something that you want to do and your props are allowing for that, then go ahead and find that space as well. And let's just cycle through around 5 breaths, wherever it is that we are. And just listening and responding to anything your body might need. Permission to take it. I'm going to plant back down through the soles of my feet and just move those bricks from underneath me. So if you're with me, do those things as well, perhaps. And then maybe gathering the legs in or just dropping the knees, windscreen wiping them from one side to the other. And then bringing the soles of the feet back down towards the ground. You can choose how you want to close. You could take yourself to lean against the wall, find a place of comfort, maybe close to meditation. Or perhaps extend the legs along today. Find your way in towards a shavasana that really connects the whole back of your body to the ground. Settling into stillness. Enjoy a few moments here. And if you're laying on your back, let's bring the hands towards the belly, or even if you're seated. And just check in with that space of the navel. Maybe for you, that is center, that is your home, that's the place you really connect with. It might be a little higher, it might be more in the chest, but just notice and acknowledge. Maybe start to feel your belly ballooning in towards your palms, inhaling. And through pursed lips, let out and exhale. Let's do that again. Keep blowing the air out until all of that stagnant air is released. And starting to move a little bit through your extremities. Let that grow, let yourself build back up again. Adjusting and moving as you need to until you find yourself in a seated position. And we'll just for a moment place the left hand towards the lowest part of the belly button. So turn your palm up towards the sky and then make a thumbs up with your right hand and just set your thumbs up into the palm of that left hand. This is Agni Mudra, Mudra of fire. And I just want you to cycle through 3 breaths with this mudra.
And the longer that you hold this, the more you might feel. So by all means, do pause, stay here. Or gathering hands to prayer, lifting thumbs to eyebrows, gratitude for your bodies, your minds, your breath, and the synchronicity of all of those spaces. Thank you so much for joining in this practice today. I really hope you're loving it and starting to feel all of the different energies moving, even though we're just right at the start. Keep going, keep feeling it. Let's get to the end together. It's a really good practice. And I can't wait to hear how you feel about all of these things intertwined. Thank you so much, and I shall see you soon.